You don't need any social strategies, any tactics to better relate with people if you just have a good, decent self-esteem. It's not that deep, just a good sense of self, how you think of yourself, and how you can relate to the world. And therefore offer value to the world. You're just like, good. It's really not that deep. You won't need any gimmicks or tricks when you feel good about yourself. In fact, this is something I observed through studying pickup artists. Anyone who knows me knows that I've had a very special interest on pickup artistry since a young age, for better or for worse. And something happened in the early 2000s to the 2010s with the, as the PUAs call it, technology. When they say technology, they mean like unpacking their different social gimmicks and behaviors. A neg, for instance. We know we don't like negs, but that's an example. Now, what happened for this community of dweebs wanting to date women, from the early 2000s to the mid 2010s, they went from all gimmicks, all canned openers and routines to instead leaning towards working on themselves. Yes, I know it's hard to believe that anyone who would study pickup artistry is like working on themselves, and I'm sure it's debatable and there's a spectrum to that. But believe me, I've seen it with my own eyes where there was a shift from here are the gimmicks, here are the tricks, the behaviors for you to perform, versus here's a way to feel about yourself. And the reason why you want to be aware of how you're feeling about yourself is because whatever you're feeling is something you're projecting into the world. And so whatever you're feeling is also a reflection of the opportunities you could be worthy of or entitled to. And so why things like the neg so icky, is because what it was doing, it's a throwaway at the other person. So for instance, if the guy, the pua, feels like shit, like think about it. Think about the avatar in the early 2000s who's going on the internet and looking up like how to get girl, literally like verbatim on Google. They probably don't feel too great about themselves, and they're going to land in some forums. SEO is going to do its little magic, and they're going to decide you're either going to go incel or pua, pickup artist. And when you go pickup artist and you feel like shit, and it's the early 2000s, you're going to learn about the neg. And what does the neg do? Well, the function of the neg as a gimmick, a social gimmick, something you perform, something you deliver, like a script. The function is to approach a woman who inherently you're seeing as higher value, note that, than you, lower value. And the neg is designed to eat at her value and bring her down a notch. Now, a flip happened in the mid-2000s where even the puas themselves canceled the neg. They're like, guys, forget that. That's the old shit. That's not cool anymore. Like it's outdated beyond, like it's just, you burned it to the ground. Maybe it was cute once or twice and that's why the neg was sensational, and now it's just horrible. Now what we do is, instead of even just, it's fun, you look at the fundamentals, instead of perceiving other people as being here and you here, you must instead perceive people on the same level. You don't look at this value arbitrage. The reason why I'm sharing this is I'm not debating the neg. You already see I'm not for neg. I'm not debating pickup artists. Forget it. I'm sharing the principle behind it, which is you don't need any gimmicks, any specialized behaviors or strategies to move through the room when you feel good about yourself. At a certain point, feeling good about yourself might not be enough, because at a certain point, once you've filled your cup, it does help to know how to read the room and then move through the room. So there's a bit of a nuance there. But if I could choose for you, just like if I could choose for me, to give you either great social strategies versus just a good sense of self, for your sake, I would just put you in the camp of a good sense of self. Feel good about yourself. Make it to the end of your life feeling like you're a good person. Because while you might not have removed the blinders of like how to read the meta nuances of the social landscape, that literally pales in comparison to just feeling at ease, just coasting a bit more. Therefore, your energy's a little bit more relatable or just attractive because you're kind of just there being cool, and that's enough. And this has been really on my mind recently because I have not been feeling good self-esteem in 2024. It is